Alright. Sorry about that, I was fiddling with some stuff off screen. So, hello, I'm just gonna pose the rules real quick and then have a sip of tea because it's been a while since I've had tea and I got a fresh cup of tea and I want to drink some of my fresh cup of tea. It's a little cold. It's been kind of cold this month. It's been raining a lot. I live in a basement. Alright. Menu is open. So, if this is your first time here, my name is Shira. What I usually do on the stream, I talk a little bit about what happened. I just realized I'm naked. If some Twitch admin are listening, it's a joke, I just don't have my art glove on. There! What I usually do on these streams is I talk a little bit about what happened artistically this past week, if anything happened. And of course this is a tell don't show, because usually a lot of the stuff that I do is for other people, and I can't show them until those people are ready for me to show this stuff. And then we move on, and I start working on the current comic project for about 2 hours. So this week, I have been desperately trying to learn how to animate with puppet work. Bad enough I'm trying to learn to animate in Clip Studio in general. Like, I know the basics of animation. Applying them, completely different story. Applying them in Clip Studio, that story is written in German. Whew. But every time I try to animate, I'm getting a little bit more closer to understanding what the hell is going on. Earl Grey. Hot. And we are now currently in the goals, in the throne goals right now. We're currently 3% funded on the tour box, which is in great hopes for helping me draw faster so I can get to more work and get more pay, so I can then get more supplies to draw faster and get more work and more pay. It is never ending, people! Never ending! And I have been trying to learn how to animate with Puppet Warp. My problem is, CSP does not take into account when you're trying to animate in Puppet Warp. Because, like, me personally, I would surmise that when you animate in Puppet Warp, you would need each element done. Like line art, color, highlights or shading if needed. Then you Puppet Warp the second element. So because they don't take that into account, the onion skins are under the layer that I'm currently working on, and not on top. Which means that the animation that I worked on yesterday, I animated like half blind. So it's far from perfect. It's not my best animation work. Even if it was just a little bit of animation, like a little bit of shoulder shrugs and eyes blinking. But I do understand the concept of animating with Puppet Warp. I understand where to put my points now for how I want each element to move. Like, definitely, let's say you have some little anime curls here. You definitely want at least a point here so it doesn't move from the side of your heads. And one here, and one in the middle, and then you can get some basic movement going on. Like, my animations are not as fluid as I could do them in Jask Animation Shop. And, yeah. Can't say I'm disappointed, though. It did come out pretty good. Like, literally, according to Twitch's, am I gonna stop saying, According to Twitch settings, they suggest drawing your future animated GIF like super big, and then you can shrink it to the 3 different minimum sizes that they require for their emotes and their badges and stuff like that. And it works. The animation that I did yesterday, albeit simple, looks great in smaller sizes. Thank God, because I was not going for Studio Ghibli. I was going for... But yeah, an advantage when animating with Puppet Warp is that you can make the clothes of the character as detailed as you want, because then you don't have to redraw it every time. You just, like, if they've got like stars on the side of the arm, you can just grab the arm, put a point at the elbow, put a point at the wrist, and that's it. You don't have to redraw the arm and the detailing constantly. As long as I'm not using AI. Have you guys seen AI animation? You guys have seen AI animation. Ugh. Even the stuff that looks really, really good, there's something. Like, I recently saw a video on Facebook. Of course on Facebook. It's always on frickin' Facebook. Of a little gorilla getting bullied. And then the father gorilla comes in, grabs the toy of the baby gorilla, gives it to him, and then walks away. It is possible for real gorillas to do that. But that father gorilla did not move like an actual gorilla. Like, okay, let me grab. So basically what happened, the baby gorillas grabbed the toy, the plush toy of the baby gorilla. Sorry, I moved my camera here. I'm gonna move it back here. They grabbed it and they threw it on the ground and they ran off laughing. Okay, first of all, smiling in an ape or in a monkey, that's 2 different things. In this case, it's an ape. It's not the same thing as smiling for a human. There's a reason why they got signs on the glass not to smile at the gorillas. Or the chimps. The chimps are... Gorillas are usually chill. Chimpanzees... There's a reason whenever you see a chimpanzee in a movie, it's always a child. It's always a baby chimp. It's almost never an adult chimp because they wild, man. They wild. And then, when the father gorilla goes and grabs the toy, you can see, like, he reaches down, and as he reaches up, like, it's not like he grabs it, he's not grabbing it. He goes to grab it, the toy goes like this, and then it goes up, and then he gives it to the baby gorilla, and the baby gorilla smiles at the screen. So, like, guys, it's just wrong. How can you not see that? Is it possible that the current political climate is kinda messing up with our perception of the uncanny? Because, like, yeah, otherwise it looked great. Like, the gorilla had the same number of fingers through the entire animation, but it's just the way that toy just... Oh, no. Hang on a minute, guys, just in case it's my mother. Thank God it was not a spammer or a scammer. It was just my great aunt Patricia. It's my mother's birthday today, and she wanted to, since my great aunt Patricia is my mom's godmother, she wanted to wish her happy birthday. Mom's not home, And she actually just had the face to tell me, do you think it's gonna bother her if I call her at work? And I was like, girl. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Happy Father's Day, Bono. You may not be a father, but you are a father of many art pieces. What the hell happened here? Great, I'm getting the T-virus live on camera. But yeah, it's Father's Day and Mom's birthday. Both at the same time. There's a lot of celebration going on. Woo! Dirt! I'm going to hide my face because that's enough of me. We're here for the art. And that's what we're going to do. Going to zoom in on today's character for reference. Finally made it to your stream. Hi, Bad at Multiplayers! Hello, welcome to the stream! I mean, I understand not making it. I film at like a very bad time. But it's literally the only time I have. It's been so long. It has been. I've been working a lot recently. That too. But like I said, at 1 in the afternoon, even if it's on the Sunday, a lot of people work on Sunday. And it's past what is usually lunchtime, so. So I'll be working on this for about 2 hours. And we'll see where this story is taking us. I know where, I just don't write scripts for these. I should be, but I don't. So I'm gonna ask the same question I ask every time. Did you guys do anything artistic in the past week? It can't all be just me. It's my show, but I like to know about you guys too. And of course, I always invite you guys to have drinks and snacks. Some of you are probably doing some artistic stuff right now while listening to me. Which is why I feel guilty when I start zoning out and I stop talking. At least that's why you get the little music in the background. Plus, when you guys talk, it shows me that my stream is still going. Sound effects, sound effects. Now I gotta take this cue off. Is it? Looks like it's working. And the restream bot is because I have to check, because sometimes at every single stream there's always something going on, and sometimes I can be talking and my stream is done and I never know. So when you guys get silent, immediately I look, see if the end stream button is at start live, start going live. Oh, little emotes. I gotta make my own. Yes, the scuff is a problem. And that's another thing. I know there's a big delay between me, what I actually say, what I actually read on the chat, and when it actually plays on YouTube. Like right now, my restream chat is telling me that I have nobody watching. And I know I have at least 2 people watching, so... Let me finish my omu rice. That's another thing I never had that I should try eventually. Done. What, did you just like go? Or did you have like one bite left? Hey, not bad. Yes, I did, and it was delicious. Yay! I've also been, I fired up Easy RPG this week. I've been mostly listening to Yuminiki videos, and I figured I have the game. I should play it a bit. And I did, and I'm terrible at walking simulators. I gotta change that eventually, as soon as I figure out which one of my apps is doing it. But I don't necessarily want to put in an annoying sound. And yeah, I definitely got ads in my chat because I'm trying to earn a living. Yes. So like I was saying today, it's both Father's Day and my mom's birthday, so on salue tout le monde. Oops. I don't know how I did that. On recommence. Oh, tell them I said hi. I will! I'll have to text them because they're at work, but I will. Now, for those who did not see the previous episode, or episodes, Welcome Home Nephew is an alternate universe story where I send Yellow Guy from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared to the world of Welcome Home, where he gets a fucking break, okay? I'm sending him there for summer vacation, and he's been slowly learning how to deal, at least surface level, how to deal with his traumas. And in the direct previous episodes called Bubbles, Barnaby taught him to ground himself using a bubble pipe, forcing himself to slow down his breathing and control it whenever he feels really bad, because he doesn't like that he panicked several times in previous episodes. And he felt like he was a bother, and Barnaby was like, "You're not a bother." And that was my Barnaby. Hard question. What bootleg toy from any series is your least favorite? That is a hard question, because I do enjoy bootleg toys. And I'd be hard-pressed to find a bootleg toy I don't like, because the worse and most off-model it is, the funnier it is to me. Like, I've got some bootleg Sailor Moon keychains up there, and yeah, the paint job on them, not great. And I got two Luigis over there, once again, paint job on them, not great. So I would say when it's a bad paint job, but not bad enough that it's funny. Because when it's off-model, it's friggin' hilarious. I literally have two Luigi's. Like, it's Luigi's head, but it's a random, like, soccer player body on them. And I have a bootleg Luigi backpack with black buttons instead of yellow. Excuse me, with black buttons instead of yellow. Just to do on purpose. I get everything I got, like, right here is official. And I don't want to unglue my bootleg Luigi keychains. They're going to look like shit on this little camera area because this is green. This is a chroma screen, and as far as a bootleg name that I like a lot, that would be the bootleg name series Surely More for Sailor Moon bootlegs. Surely More is very funny to me. But I don't have any Surely More bootlegs. I guess I got something worse. And I think I only, from those bootlegs that I'm talking about, like, the molding is not that bad. The painting is terrible. And I think I have Super Sailor Moon, regular Chibi Moon, and Sailor Jupiter from that series. There was a Sailor Mars, but I never got my hands on her. at the time. Like, I talk a lot about how I got no money right now. And whatever money I have, it's from all of you guys helping me, and I can't thank you guys enough. But back then I was a wee little kid and I had zero money to myself, so I was lucky when I could get some of those bootleg stuff. I'm gonna put a little hint to Poppy's usual coping mechanism on this panel. So yeah, during the Frankie update, I literally have no news if they made an update since then. I think they're still working on it. It was revealed that Poppy likes to partake in order to calm her nerves. So I'm kind of hinting at that. Alright, fine, you don't want to be puppet warped. Gonna do it manually. And this is what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about puppet warp animation. If you want it to work, it has to be like one single piece right away. Oh, something happened. Oh, hi, Paul. Still working on the comic. What are the odds? I was talking earlier about that I am trying to learn how to animate with Puppet Warp. And it's hard, and I can't show my my results right now because it's work I'm doing for somebody else. Hey, I'm here and happy Father's Day. Hi, Ronald! And happy Father's Day to all the dad and father figures out there that deserve it. And now that I see my ACG good, Puppet Warp can be a great tool, especially if you add a parallax effect. Dude, I just learned how to do an animation with 2 different layers of animation. So I could have 2 elements animated at different speeds on the same surface. Give me a chance here. The shipping has been slightly delayed on the plushie keychains samples that I'm waiting on. So it was supposed to be this Thursday, but then they arrived in Mississauga, and Mississauga was like, they're cute, we're gonna play with them a little bit before sending them to your place. So now the new shipping is going to be on Tuesday, and hopefully on Tuesday we'll be able to do an unboxing and review the samples and see if we like them, and if we like them, they're going to be available in my goods store. Your Patreon coffee mug is awesome, by the way. Thank you. Yay! It arrived! Because, like, everybody has access to previews, but higher tiers can get a little bit of merch on my Patreon. Patreon exclusive merch. Wait, you have merch? Yeah, I have merch about a little bit everywhere. I have some stuff on the ACG Goods link that just passed in the chat. That's where I got a couple keychains there. I got some acrylic stands, and I'm gonna make more acrylic stands eventually. And there's a plushie keychain that's coming. I'm just waiting for the samples to arrive, see if I like them. And if I do, then I'm going to be making more plushie keychains. They're marshmallow shaped, so on TeePublic, BRB. On TeePublic, I have some T-shirts. On Ko-fi, there's a couple of stuff that I still have, like some Skull Jerry pins, taco keychains, stuff like that. Some of that merch is probably going to be converted to the ACG Goods store. Like I got two Koopa Pete keychains. Regular Koopa Pete in his Cuban Pete outfit, and Koopa Pete in his Carnivale outfit. Carnivale outfit has a rainbow gradient and some glitter on it. And the clasp is gold. Sorry for constantly cracking my fingers. It's humid, and I am old, and the humidity will act up on me. And like I've been saying earlier, I'm repeating myself because Paul is here and he needs to know this stuff. He's an art teacher, he needs to know this stuff. My problem with animating with Clip Studio, the one we're discussing right now, because I have 99 problems with animating with Clip Studio, but a skill issue, you know? And trying to animate in Puppet Warp in Clip Studio is a problem for me because Puppet Warp requires you to have each element in its own folder, kinda, sorta, or at least as its own layer. Like you need an arm, the left arm to be the left arm, the right arm to be the right arm, and not just one drawing. You can animate just one drawing with Puppet Warp. It's just gonna look freaking weird after a while, so I needed to cut up the drawing in several pieces, and if I apply onion skin, Clip Studio expects you to animate traditionally, so the onion skin is under the layer. But if my layer is in Puppet Warp, my layer is colored already. It has to be colored already. Or else Puppet Warp is gonna act really weird, like you guys saw earlier when I tried to Puppet Warp Poppy, when she was just a sketch. So, the animation that I made yesterday, it's a little iffy. It's not one of my best animations, because I animated half of it blind because I couldn't see the frickin' onion skin. So yeah, that happened. Yeah, you have to be fairly minimal with that type of animation or it looks too unreal. Thanks for sharing what you are up to. I still feel it would be a little bit easier for me if the onion skin was on top instead of under. Like, the onion skin is transparent anyway. It's a transparent green in CSP. Why not put it on top? Like, it works really well if you're animating, like, just line art. Like, the previous animation, when I animated more traditionally, following a tutorial in CSP, my line art was in one folder, and my colors for that line art was in another folder, like this. So when I was animating just the line art, working with the onion skin under the line art worked really well. But literally they advertise that you can animate with Puppet Warp, but they keep the onion skin under the layer. Yeah, you have to... no, you just said that. Boo. Can you group the layers? I can group the layers. Like, I can do folder after folder after folder after folder. But the onion skin is still under. If I could move the onion skin to be on top. I don't know yet if there's a way or if it's stuck like that for now until somebody sends them a memo. Usually they're pretty good with feedback. One of the many reasons why I like Clip Studio. Clip Studio is a bitch to learn, but... once you figure out a tool, it immediately becomes second nature. Is that little learning curve there that's the little problem there. I need to make emotes myself. So something we could do once baking a pie is done is instead of doing a comic live stream, we could do an animation live stream, and we will learn together and cuss a lot. And we're not monetized, but cuss so much we would get demonetized. Because that's how I roll. Could do that with a Patreon stream too, sounds fun. Could do that too. Look at me using perspective lines without using perspective lines because I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I should run a poll on Patreon to see if they want an animation Patreon only live stream. I still got some emotes to do for that person, so I'm going to ask her if I can work on them on a stream, but it would be a Patreon stream. I'm gonna ask permission, basically. Apparently I can't spell knock. After that is going through. Oh, I just got done taking cans out of the pantry. Hello! Yay, cans! I got a cozy to nest. Nest has to be really cozy for Poppy. Show, gotta go. Thanks for the stream. Bye, Bad. Glad you could make it this time. See you next week. Alright, see you next week. Just gonna shrink the sketch on this one a little bit so Wally's head doesn't touch the edge of the paper. Sometimes it's okay when stuff goes out the margin. A head? Depends, you know. Head touching the margin, that kind of does like that parallel line thing issue going on. If his edge was, if the edge of his head was overlapping with the edge of the paper, then it would be less bad. So it's all kind of little rules like that that you have to, one, keep in mind, and two, see if you're going to apply it or not. Depending of the needs of your comic, you know? I got a nice throw blanket that doesn't trap heat and it feels cool to the touch. Oh, that's nice. Not for me right now because it's been cold the entire month. But it's gonna get hot soon, so... yeah, you're gonna need that. It's 64 degrees in Yankee Unit, 17.7 here today. Here it's supposed to be right now 14. And it's actually sunny out. Touch wood. I can't knock wood because then the dog will wonder who's at the door. Hi Shiro, hi Cartoon Cat Girl, though I thought I'd hang out a bit before heading to my mom's for Father's Day. Okay, but don't make yourself late for me there. gonna shrink him a little bit here because he is smaller than how I drew him here. Oops. Because he is technically, the puppet is roughly the size of yellow guy. I just tend to try and draw yellow guy a little bit smaller. Like, yellow guy has no shoulders, and Wally has one heck of a pair of shoulders. So that's... Wally is technically a little bit bigger. I say technically because Coffin Clown, or Clown Coffin, but I'm pretty sure it's Coffin Clown, draws Wally with a heck of a pair of shoulders, but the puppet that they made of Wally is roughly the same as Yellow Guy, which is roughly the same as Kermit. As far as the shoulders go. Well, and with that, I think I finished the story. So now I just have to go back in and clean up the line art for everything. There's going to be a lot of burp. But if you guys have been on this stream before, you know I do a lot of burp. Oops. For curious, the brush I am using right now is Greasy Tilter. And I believe it's a Frienden brush. I do like eyelashes with a little dot at the end. I find that cute. Could put the petite dentelle if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna. I am, however, going to add her flowers, though. That might give me more work to do. But it'll make the character a bit more model accurate. Now, while I'm working on this, I did have a lot of requests, actually, for Red Guy and Duck to be in the series. There are no plans for Red Guy and Duck. This is a story for Doi. For Yellow Guy. Waves. I don't think I'm gonna fill in Poppy. She's already taking like a lot of space on the page, and I feel like filling her up in different kinds of grays might make the page too heavy. Now here's the thing, I do have an issue, kinda, sorta. I do not have any idea for an adventure with Eddie. Eddie is planned to show up at a certain point, but I have nothing like specifically for Eddie. Like, Julie treats him as a friend, but everybody else pretty much treats him as an employee. You know? He's the mailman, and, like, Julie will gladly play games with him. And of course, the less said about what's going on between him and Frank, the better. Because I would rather you guys go and check Welcome Home out, if you're not familiar with the story. That's why I like Greasy Tilter. I think it's supposed to be like a grit and grease pencil, but it feels like a crayon. And I like the texture for the look of a children's book. I might go back and decide to fill in Poppy a little bit. We'll see. Here we have an example of unfaithful narrator or untrustworthy narrator. But in this case, the narrator is Poppy because Yellow Guy did knock on the door. But she didn't hear it, ergo we didn't hear it. Unreliable narrator. Well, it's not sponsored, but I am going to talk about Bloomtown a little bit. Bloomtown, A Different Story, I think it's called. And I got it on sale this past week on the Switch for a very good price. And honestly, I'm looking forward to replaying it because it was really, really good. It's a cozy RPG. From what I've seen in the dates that I've seen in the game, set in the 60s, I believe. It is the good old, like, non-magical isekai. Kids are sent somewhere else for the summer. So it's kind of like, it's got elements of Stranger Things. It's got elements of, what's the name of that Disney show there? With the Pine Twins, Dipper and Mabel. I'm forgetting all my words. It's got a little bit of Harvest Moon going on, and the battle is very classic RPG. I don't want to say too much. Gravity Falls. Thank you. Ah. When you got the word on the tip of your tongue and it just doesn't come out. It's my fault I didn't watch the show. I've only seen a couple of episodes. I've seen none. None at all. What I know of Gravity Falls, I've seen online with memes and animated GIFs. And yes, I print out a GIF. Fight me. We're almost done for today. A couple more minutes of work. I feel we did some great progress. I talked about animating with the puppet warp and how it's hard for me. Because the onion skin in the Clip Studio goes under the previous the layer I am currently working on, so I animate blind when trying to animate with Puppet Warp. But I am also stubborn. Which Mario character is boring to draw? Like, which character do you find boring to draw that is repetitive to yourself and artworks? Princess Peach. Don't get me wrong, I love Princess Peach. But holy jeez. Holy jeez. She is a popular request in general. She is a popular request on the color challenge. Almost to the natural color with Princess Peach. Thanks for a great show, Shiro. Your comic looks awesome. Thank you, Paul. And that game you mentioned sounds awesome. Cartoon Cat Girl. Yes, it is. Bloomtown. I'm pretty sure it's probably on Steam. It's an indie. My copy is on Switch. I had a great time. You have a lot to do. Like, I will spoil this. They will tell you early enough that you only have 3 bosses to fight. They'll tell you this, like, at the beginning of the game. But then you actually play the game and you fucking realize why you only have 3 bosses, because, oh my god, you got so much to do. Like I said, it's a little bit Harvest Moon, or should I say a little bit Stardew Valley for the youngins. It's a little bit RPG, it's a little bit cozy, it's a little bit horror. It is gorgeous. The sprite work in that game, gorgeous. They worked really hard on this game. I highly recommend it. Not sponsored, but I had a great time. And I know it sounds hypocrite to say that a character I'm tired of drawing is Princess Peach when I literally posted a piece. I'm surprised that no one has suggested Plum, Maple, Azalea, or Grace from the Mario Golf games. Who plays Mario Golf? That's my question. And I've tried. I hate golf. You would think I would like some of the more recent golf ones because they have RPG elements. No, I can't. I cannot. But now, Ronald, you gave me an idea for a poll that I could put on DeviantArt. Because people are the most talkative on the Smack comic on DeviantArt. So I should put the poll there. Do you play and or enjoy... Hang on. Choking to death. Okay. Do you play or enjoy any Mario Golf? I played the N64 game years ago. Yeah, that's another thing. I have like 5 games for my Nintendo 64. I am not counting the Virtual Console on my Switch when I say I have this game and that game in my collection. Like, when I fire up the N64 channel for the Virtual Console on my Switch, I play Paper Mario. That's it. Because, yeah, sure, I have access to Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, but I don't have a Nintendo 64 controller for my Switch. And honestly, I'm not in a hurry to get one. At the price they are, holy jeez. And yes, I can reconfigure the buttons now, but it's still awkward for me, you know? And with that, it is 3 o'clock! So we finished the story and we managed to quote-unquote ink 4 pages for a total of 26 pages. Not bad. So it's gonna be more of that next week. Just gonna go get my calendar and then yeah, that's what I thought. Let's go to the bookend where we give extra special caramel drizzle, rainbow sprinkle, chocolate syrup. Thanks to our supporters: Amber B, Paul K, Miss Innovis, Bad at Multiplayers, Blossis, Laura S, Jeff B, Artsy Tenuk, Mario 369, Red Reaper, Noah, Twingle the Scraggler, Matthew H, and our part-time supporters: Super Dirt at 808, Rocket Mouse, and Enlightening, Spirited Dragon 938, and Cartoon Cat Girl is wishing me a great day, and I hope you all have a great day too. Hope you guys had fun, which we drawed us a lot of fun drawing this. Next week, indeed, yeah, it's going to be... The next live stream is going to be next Sunday, June 20th, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's my time, not your time. Maybe your time, I don't know you, I don't know your life. So that's it. I'll see you guys next week. I love you all. And bye-bye.